I think the premise of this show is to keep it real and talk about, sports, but also life, culture, things that affect us, things that affect our children, our friends, our family, the world. And I think that's no, you know, better segment than to lead us into is to the China situation right now, which is a poorly timed tweet. We're yet to see what the outcome is, but the outcome thus far hasn't been good. What are your thoughts with the, with the China situation and Maury and what LeBron said, and then where we are presently?
Well, anytime you facing a question like that, regardless what you say, somebody's going to take it wrong.
I agree.
Regardless what side you stand on, somebody's going to take it wrong. When you know that you're in front of a camera a lot and things are thrown at you, you got to be prepared for things like this. Now, it's hard for anybody on the outside looking in to have the 100% interpretation of what Maury and what LeBron meant with what they said, right? We all heard it, but
right.
You know what I'm saying?
What was there, and what did they mean?
Right, and like with LeBron, I can say I know LeBron. I don't know Maury. I know LeBron, and I know LeBron 9 out of 10 times. Well, fuck that. 10 out of 10 times, what he's saying is coming from a good place because I know he cares about everybody. Just go to his school. It's a kid from every race in the school. So when you confronted with a situation like that and you're not fully educated with everything that's going on and the time frame of everything, the best response that I would give to the answer is I love everybody. That's it. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? There's no way that anybody could answer that question the right way, you know what I'm saying, but saying I love everybody and try to be neutral as possible because all of us on the outside looking in.
Right. I think, to the common fan, I don't think they understand you never want to sacrifice your morals and who you are, what you stand for, what this country stands for, for money. And I think obviously the financial aspect of this is the elephant in the room, so to speak. It's the most important thing that people kind of have to understand is how much money China brings in as a whole to the NBA and how many fans. They're the biggest growing market. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that there was more NBA fans in China than people in America.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
I think it's more people actually playing basketball.
I believe it.
Than it's more people playing basketball there.
I believe
than
it.
There's people here.
And as players, I was fortunate enough to go there 2 or 3 times, I think, and we go out there to put on a show. You know what I mean? We love the support.
We went. We went when we was Golden State.
Yeah, we love the support and what everyone is about, and just how much they've educated themselves and they've grown our game. I mean, you got to realize, I think that, the influx in China being a part of the NBA is the reason why contracts are so high today. You know what I mean? That's why players are making what they're making, and they're taking summer China trips to
promote their brands.
And whatever they're doing. So, when you touch on this, I personally think that no players shouldn't have talked.
You don't hurt yourself by saying no comment.
Yeah. There was nothing. I didn't see a win-win or any kind of winning circumstance for LeBron even speaking, and for him, who's been kind of the voice of players, not only in the NBA, but overall, of just being so outspoken on everything he's been, outspoken on and stuff he believes in, what he's about. Like you said, I don't know him as well as you do, but I just know he means well. He's a good dude. Some people took it as he was protecting his money, so to speak.
Protect his investment,
with what he came out and said. And to be honest with you, I understand that side of it because, like I said, again, people don't understand the long-term play in the business side, and he could take heat for, okay, well, you're so outspoken in America about stuff, and then you're somewhat bashing Maury, and what Maury is standing up for. Basically, I think we're all in agreement is for some of the points they're arguing, like, we understand we're pro people. We want to see the best for everybody and everyone have a fair chance. So I think that's kind of where Maury was coming from, but it was just a bad timing, which I understand. And even if you felt that way, maybe it's just something you hold on to. And I mean, that's hard for us to say because we speak whatever the fuck's on our mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But like you say, it's a double-edged sword because, okay, let LeBron How could LeBron come out and say, okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna affect how I take care of my family? That would be idiotic of him.
Right.
Because nobody else is gonna give him the money he needs if he go broke and his investments fall. So he has the right to protect that investment. But then you can have people on the other side saying, so businesses and money is more important than people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you'll never have the correct answer.
It was a no-win.
I love everybody, you love everybody, you know, but that's the only answer that you can come with a question like that. I love everybody.
Right. You know, so it's really it's a black eye right now for sports, but I think it's bigger than basketball now. I think this may have been over heightened because of, you know, the political climate we're in, and, you know, the trade talks, the exchanges between China and the United States. So that's why I really feel this whole thing is above basketball now. You know, it's something that's going to have to be, you know, handled by the leaders of these countries. But I think someone else, you know, that kind of can also be instrumental in kind of helping put this fire out is the Tsai family, the family that just took over the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first family from you know, China to own a professional team in the NBA, and I got a chance to meet them, meet the family, and they invest in a business that I have. Just a great bunch of people, and you know, I really, you know, they sought me out. I went out to San Diego last year to kind of help them strategize because they really kind of want to give the Nets a facelift, so to speak, and really get their players intertwined with the China market. You know what I mean? Because they understand coming from there how huge that market is and what it bases. So they, you know, they wanted to put a game plan for their players to get out there and be more visible out there. And I think this is a family that could possibly help put the fire out because you know, they understand both sides. They're here now as an NBA owner, and you know, hopefully they can help, you know, bring this resolution. I think obviously with time helps everything. I think it's really bigger than basketball at this point. And, you know, the best thing would be for, you know, kind of just players to leave it alone, you know.
And at the end of the day, everything is just a conversation. You know, like one thing about how we gonna separate ourselves from any other show is that we understand as men, we can have a million discussions, but the respect never changes if we disagree. You know what I mean? And that's a big problem with this world. We feel like we have to agree on every fucking thing. Like everything is a conversation. And if the true meaning of respect is if when you can disagree with somebody on the topic and respect what they're saying, but disagree. You know what I'm saying? And when we can come to that point, that'll be able to fix a lot of things.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, like I said, with the season right around the corner and the effect of the market. Like I said, I think the thing that'll be affected most, obviously, is the financial aspect of the game. You know, with China really buying in, and I want to say they just paid $1.5 billion. Was it 10 cent? 10 cent to stream NBA games out there. You know what I mean? So this puts a there's a lot of money at stake here, and I think
they already said they're not streaming the Rockets, anything from the Rockets.
Yeah. $1.5 billion streaming deal with the NBA. And, you know, like I said, it puts a lot of things in jeopardy. Like I said, normally you wouldn't want to sacrifice, you know, what you stand for, principles, morals, all that kind of situation. But this is, like I said, I'm even discussing it right now. You get stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I know the business of basketball and the business of the NBA and what makes our game great. The platform we have to speak and freely and stand behind the things we want to and the things we don't want to. But like I said, you know, it's out there now, it's said. And really as a, you know, there's nothing to be gained from anyone else really talking about it, you know. So hopefully things can die down and we come to some sort of resolution, because at the end of the day, with, you know, as players, we wanted to put on a show for our fans, and I think the fans appreciate that and love us for that, and want to continue to support us. So
don't fall for the bait. I mean, ask somebody who really know what's going on, that's in the trenches. You know what I mean? That's involved in it. Don't ask Maury or nobody else. See, the media is good. Don't fall for the bait. I'm not gonna ask somebody who went broke on how to save money. Like, ask people who can give you an educated educated answer on the question, and and if you've been around the media long enough, you should be ready for shit like that. Like, don't just blurt shit out. Point blank. And that'll save a lot of the bullshit we talking about now.
Time and place, everything's timing.